The other big story on Post today began around 9 this morning. That's when Fort Bliss's emergency response team kicked into high gear.
ABC 7's Ashlie Rodriguez live to remind us it was only a drill. Ashlie.
Rick Estella, Fort Bliss conducts exercises quarterly so it can be ready for any emergency situation. And today's situation was a lone gunman. Beaumont Army Medical Center became overwhelmed. 15 bodies needed to be airlifted. 60 wounded needed to be treated.
It starts off just like any other event, and anybody will tell you, whether it's combat or an emergency or something to do with a shooter, there's a lot of chaos involved in the initial phase. The lone gunman or active shooter scenario is one practiced at military installations across the country. Scared boys, get on the ground, get on the ground, get on the ground!
And for good reason.
Clear. Center, all units, advised, we have an active shooter currently on Fort Hood.
In 2009 at Fort Hood, U.S. Army Major and psychiatrist Nadal Hassan fatally shot 13 people and injured more than 30 others. Just 5 years later at the same post, Army specialist Ivan Lopez killed 3 people and himself after injuring 14. Add in the increasing pressure to attack from foreign terrorist groups, and military installations can't afford to let their guard down.
Every threat, every shot's fired is the worst case scenario. I'm a worst case guy, right? And then we can always de-escalate from there.
A Fort Bliss emergency will begin with someone calling 911. That's followed by first responders. From there, information goes to an incident command post. The goal is speed, seeing to the injured, and apprehending the suspect or suspects to prevent casualties. At the same time, the Fort Bliss Operations Center collects information and develops a strategy, coordinating with federal and local law enforcement agencies.
We're going to lock down immediately, and then we'll assess from there.
And if there's an emergency situation, I'm told the Public Affairs Office will have something on social media in 15 minutes. Stella.
Ashlie, before we let you go, in these lone gunman situations, being armed could save your life, but what are Fort Bliss Guns policies?
Good question. Civilians cannot have guns on post. If you're a soldier, you have 3 days to register your gun. The only civilian that can have a gun on post is somebody who's hunting. They too would have to register their gun. Estella.
Okay, good to know. Ashlie, thank you very much. I'm glad they're practicing, but let's hope this training never has to be used.